What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Civilization 5 Old World AI only battle. It is results time. It's turn 400. We didn't do a video for 375 just because not too much really happened. Some of the things that have kind of happened now were just starting then, but yeah, even then, not a huge amount has changed. We are reaching that point as well where some of the civs are just full of units, and that's obviously when the game starts to crash, when they have no space to move. It's not happened yet, so I'll try and get to 450 and 500 as normal if we can, if it lets me. So yeah, just keep an eye out for those in the next few days. But yeah, I'll show you the map, then we'll do the results. I don't think anyone predicted the winner, but I will, obviously, I've got the video open and ready for the first time ever to actually check. But, I like to read out all the comments at this point anyway, so we'll read through those, see if anyone had any, bad comments or people who were close as well. But yeah, I've got the top 10. It was pretty close. First and second were very close. Third, fourth, and fifth, I think, were like a bit of a blowout. But yeah, then the bottom, it was very like outside. There's more of a top five this game than a top 10. Like use the top 10, the 10-point system did not work. We've had some weird results come up. So yeah, there's some civs that like got quite a high finish, but they only actually were in the info addicts like 3 or 4 times. But they were near the top when they were in there, so they got loads of points. Whereas some civs were in there like getting one every time and didn't do too well. So, but yeah, if you didn't know, see there's a set number of statistics that we use from the info addicts for different reasons. If you come first, you get 10 points. If you come last, you get 1, and obviously everything in between 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 for each civ. So that's how it works. Obviously, I'll tell you when we go through the info addicts in a minute which statistics we use. But here you see the New World. France, a lot more settling. Most of Canada is now theirs, as well as the east coast of the US. Mali still have their big city. Rhodesia arrived here. Persia lost some stuff to Poland. You can see a lot of Poland here. Morocco actually arrived up here too. England's still here. Japan in the west coast. Going down this way, we've got Egypt. More from France. I think they've added some more cities. Then it's mostly Morocco, still dominant in South America. Benin's added some more. But yeah, I think this is mostly the same as it was before. Africa is very much the same, I believe. We have Rhodesia, Congo. I'm trying not to go over the units with civs with lots of units because that is where we have problems. Burundi, Mercuria, Songhai. Egypt did fight the Songhai, and I believe they've gained 2 cities or maybe 1. But yeah, that was the big thing that I thought may be quite interesting. But yeah, it didn't really pan out, so I don't think too much has changed, obviously, other than the technology. Mali's still here. Morocco still looks very much the same. France, as you can see, ton of units. England killed the Netherlands. That was pretty recently. I must have missed that. Well, not killed them, but took the city in Scotland. Spain's still here. You can see Germany and Poland with a ton of units. A war between those two would cause a crash. I don't even have to... Yeah, look, Poland has a lot of stuff. But here's Poland. I'll try and... Ah, there we go. There we go. It was coming. Yeah, that's what I mean. I'll be back in a second. Hang on. Okay, we're back. Hopefully I remembered to edit that out, because to be honest, I could have forgotten. Let's not look at Poland again. Sorry. Sorry, Poland. Nothing personal. They do have Arabia, and it's let me look at that. So there you go. They have Arabia. That's pretty cool. But yeah, we can't really look. Nothing has changed. Russia, the Huns as well, pretty similar. Lots of units. Not much has changed. India, all the same. Harappa's actually still alive, which is pretty impressive. Siam has had a bit of a come up. They have killed the Champa, apart from this city, but they took 2 cities off the Champa. And I believe they've been kicking Ethiopia out of these islands. So yeah, they haven't got to Australia yet, but they have been doing quite well. Ethiopia is doing well here. To be honest, you're going to find out in a second. Anyway, they didn't do too well in the results, so I was a bit surprised there. Hiccup. Oh no. Not now. Don't need hiccups now. Korea doing their thing. This unit is very out of date. This China is still alive, just kicking about. Yeah, this is mostly the same as last time. It looks like some people have settled. Korea, Mao's China and India arriving in Hawaii. Poland even grabbed an island here in Micronesia. Morocco got one. So there you go. That's kind of the map. As you saw, we can't look at some of the civs, which is going to mess up this next segment because I normally click on the civ. But there you go. Right, so we'll do the honourable mentions of every civ that scored at least 1 point. So the Champa scored 1. It was in a random category. Probably one that like is one of those lasting categories. There's 2 types of categories. I don't know how to describe them. There's not really a term for them, I guess, but it's how I always describe it. There's like the active ones, so science, this is perfect actually. So there's the active ones, which are like what is happening in your civ right now, and that's like science per turn, gold per turn now, and then there's like non-active ones that build up throughout the whole game, and you know, even if you're a really good civ, even if you completely go die and go down to one city, you still have that statistic in your favor. And they're like, I don't know, should we call them dormant? Yeah, active and dormant, that works. So the dormant ones are things like technology. So you could have the most tech in the world, but if you get taken out by everyone else, then you know you still have that technology, whereas your science per turn will decrease. So that's kind of, there are some stats where even if you're on the brink of death, you will still be okay. And that's probably how the Champa scored a point, for example. They probably have a good number. I think they actually did come 10th in social policies or something like that. Do you know what I mean? So that isn't affected by your empire actually dying. I mean, eventually other civs will overtake you, but if it's really recently, you might see some anomalies with where civs finish. Treasury can be another one where, like, you know, in the short term, if you're getting destroyed, your gold per turn might drop, but if the AI doesn't spend the treasury, which they sometimes don't, it could still stay really big. So that's that. So that's, yeah, the Champa. I'm guessing that is pretty much how they scored a point. The Congo, or just a random statistic of something they were good at. The Congo, another one, 2 points. England got 5 points. Mao's China got 7. Benin got 7. Ethiopia only got 6. Mongolia got 5. That's sort of the lowest point scorers. Most of these pretty much 1 or 2 statistics they snuck in at the bottom. And then, but there's a lot more than usual. Normally there's only 3 or 4 civs in this category, so a lot more than usual. Songhai then scored 14 points. Germany got 16. And then the biggest civ to miss out on the top 10 in 11th place was India with 21. So India was 11th, Germany 12th, Songhai 13th. Then there was a few others with points, and obviously there was some with no points. Netherlands, Austria is still around in that mess that I'm not going to look at so that we don't crash the game again. Burundi didn't score any points, although they don't actually look that bad. Benin scored, yeah, I said Benin, they got 7. I think Harappa, Tang China, and that's it, because the Champa did get a point. So everyone else did. Oh, and Nigeria is still alive. I didn't see. Yeah, is that Nigeria? Yes, Nigeria is still around, but they didn't score any points either. Sorry, Nigeria. But yeah, there you go. So that's sort of the top outside of the rankings, and those that didn't make the cut. Spain, another one with no points, who's just Greece is clinging on in Vienna. So yeah, there's a few. Oh, Mercuria. I'm just picking them off now. It's finding more and more. Persia I see as well. There's a few in that mess that have sort of no points as well, but obviously that's pretty self-explanatory. So now we'll move on to the top 10. And in 10th is a civ in that mess, so I can't really look at it or it will crash. But it was Russia with 24 points, so 3 ahead of India. Not a big difference. They actually finished, looking at, I've tallied it up, so yeah, they did about the same sort of categories, just a little bit better than India. So there you go, Russia. Didn't do much this game. They do have a really good population figure, I think, or military manpower maybe. They had one that they were really good in. But yeah, nothing special, but they are a good civ. Obviously, double strategic resources is pretty useful. So yeah, that helped them, even though they weren't so big as normal. 10th. 9th went to 27 points, so 3 ahead again, and that is Mali, who did okay. They actually finished, I think they got the best, they're a civ that finished high a lot of times. It's been 11 minutes of this video. Oh yeah, we crashed and I didn't do anything, that's why. I was so confused. I was like, no, 5 minutes of that was nothing. Mali though came 9th, but yeah, they were like 2nd in military manpower or something ridiculous. So yeah, just bear that in mind when we go through the info addicts. They actually they are only in the top 10 5 times, and they racked up 27 points. So what's that? That's an average of 5 points each time. So every time they were in the info addicts, it was high up, but they weren't in there that often. But yeah, very weird game. Oh no, do you know what? Mali was 2nd in technology. I think that's what it is. They are on like 79. Korea's on 80. It's a mess. But there you go, Mali. Good job. We can look at Mali. You don't have to be where. Well, I thought we were off the coast of Africa. Here's Mali. Yeah, they're doing great. They've got great technology. Credit to them. 8th place now, 2 points ahead of Mali, is the Huns. Again, I'm not going to click in that area. Just don't want it to crash. I normally stare at the sea now when the game's just processing in the background, so that it doesn't. But yeah, the Huns came in 8th place with 29. 7th place with 33 points. It's back to Africa for Rhodesia, who, yeah, they actually started really strong. So they They were in quite a few of the info addicts, but almost all at the starts. They were in like the first 7 categories, pretty good scoring, and then they just disappeared for the second half. And again, I don't know why that is, what my what sort of approach they took to get that, but that they just managed that somehow. So yeah, they were really they were up there for sort of third, fourth, fifth sort of positions early on, and then they just faded away to come seventh. Sixth place with a massive jump now to 61 points off of that 33 is Korea. So they did not do as well as at one point I had them in the big three, but yeah, that sort of fell apart. They didn't really do anything. They did have the number one tech, but that was about it. So yeah, sixth for Korea, 61. In fifth, staying in Asia, is Siam, my pick, with 72. They've been quite exciting recently, doing their stuff. But yeah, they should have done it earlier. Like, yeah, they still messed up. They could have done so much better. You know, India's still here for the taking, as is Harappa, all of these little Chinese nations. Mongolia, this China, Mao's China. Obviously, the Champa are sort of dying now. The Jar, when they were here, they should have done more. Japan as well. But oh well. Good job, Siam. Fifth place. I guess that's not bad, right? Out of 40 civs, I'm going to take that. Fifth's pretty good. Fourth, then it's up the jump from 72 to 85 points. The gaps, they are a bit more spread out now. Here's where it was a bit more clear. Whereas from fifth downwards, it was just oh no, sixth downwards, sorry. No, wait, Korea was sixth. So seventh and downwards was just a mess in those info addicts. There was no clear, like, runner-up to the top six. But yeah, in fourth place was back to Africa again. Egypt. They did good. They fought the Songhai at the end. Yeah, good tech. Did their thing. Went well. Nothing too exciting. Again, it's weird. None of these civs are like the mega snowbally civs that we usually see. I guess there's a couple, but right, 103 points. Third place was Poland. Again, I can't really look at them, but they have a pretty cool empire that stretches from the Baltic Sea to the Indian Ocean. They have a ton of stuff, which is incredible. But yeah, I mean, they did great. I mean, if Germany has got like a massive military, and that's the problem for, I don't know what Poland's problems really are. I mean, they've found a way down here. I think by turn 500 they could be a lot bigger. They are the civ making the differences, right? France and Morocco are 1 and 2. I mean, they're the only two I haven't mentioned. I won't give away the order just yet, but it's pretty obvious. It's those two, right? They've not really been pushing each other. Neither of them have been at war now for over 100 turns since Spain fell to Morocco. They've settled a lot of the New World between the two of them. But yeah, Poland is the one making a difference because they have to. They can't settle anything. They have to fight their way out. Now, Russia and Germany were probably too difficult. Maybe not anymore. They probably could do it, and it probably would crash immediately. But yeah, Poland now does have options, you know, to go for India, to go for Persia, to go I mean, Greece has a city next to them they can quickly take. There are some more options. Sweden, I see, is still alive as well. Another one with 0 points. I guess, so first and second, 3 points between them. It was neck and neck. There was one category towards the end where they were pretty much equal, and then there was a category where was it Morocco? Where somebody got 10 points and the other one got 9. I think, yeah, I'm guessing. But there you go. So in first place, because we'll skip second because it's a bit of a dead announcement. First place does go to, let me get this right, Morocco. And second place goes to France. Congratulations to both. They both had great games. Morocco, again, pretty much sort of borders you'd expect, really. It's just Morocco, isn't it, these borders? But yes, they have got half of Spain and most of South America and some other stuff, which is pretty cool. France, I think, probably catches them, right? If we at the current pace, you give it another 100 turns or 50 turns, maybe France does win, because this is starting to really look quite impressive. But yeah, at the moment, and I mean, France has a lot of Europe as well. You know, Greece, Italy. But yeah, I mean, Morocco won, so that's the system we use. Morocco won. They do have other bits of Africa as well. That's worth considering. But yeah, well done, Morocco. Let me just check the comments. Let's see what we've got. What do we got? Did anyone predict Morocco? I see the Dutch winning. Spain in the perfect. A lot of people pick Spain. Benin, Spain, France, and Songhai a close second. So J Cog, you can have a shout out for that because you were pretty close, right? You weren't spot on, but France were second. So there you go. You can have one for that. That's still pretty impressive. Like to name another position. I'm choosing Benin. Easy for Spain. That aged well. Great Britain. Going for Rhodesia. Oh, come on. Someone's got Benin. Oh, no, Persia. No, that definitely didn't go well. Poland won't win, but I think they'll survive to the... Take surviving to the end. Well, Jan Okryglicki. Apologies if that's wrong. Great guess. Poland was top 3. So, that's good enough for today. Why not? Spain might be too obvious. I don't know. Didn't end out that way. I vote the Dutch. Poland all the way. Inspiration freak. There you go. You got 3rd place. Ottomans. That did not age well. England. Spain. Netherlands. Korea, no. Poland. Emil Mertens. There we go. Another one. Close. 3rd place. Persia, no. Harappa, no. Spain's got this in the bag. Oof. Nope, not quite. Gonna go Poland. Yep, Robin Fowles. That's good enough for 3rd place. Rome, no. Songhai, nope. Neil Coetzee. Sorry, you just missed out with your France pick. Sweden, nope. Spain, nope. Egypt, nope. England, nope. Benin, nope. No Moroccos. There we go. There we go. Why am I getting an ad? Go away. But there we go. That was that. So all we need to do now is check the religion. I believe Islam was pretty dominant, so it shouldn't have changed too much. We could have awarded the bonus point. Who would have got it? Mali would have got 1, or I don't know what it would have been, 10 bonus points. I don't know how much. We were thinking about implementing it. If they had have got 1 bonus point, it would have made no difference. If they got 10, then they would have climbed to 7th over Rhodesia and the Huns. But it doesn't matter too much. They've not got it if it's not the first. If it was Morocco and France's religions, we'd have to think about it. But no, it doesn't matter too much. The other ones, there's still 2 left. One of the other ones has dropped off. But there we go. That is that. Now, as my voice begins to go, we'll have a look at the info addicts quickly. Try and get through it all. I'll probably read them out, maybe top 5, and then you can pause and go over the rest if you'd like. Who's that pink line at the... Oh, that's me. But you can see Morocco and France tied for score up here. France has actually just pipped Morocco in score in game, but of course that is different. Poland then sitting 3rd here. Egypt 4th according to this. Then it looks like Siam. And I don't know who this line is. Sort of brown line. I think that might be Mali. Because they're just doing really well. I have no idea though. But yeah, we don't need to look into that too much. But here we go. World Factbook. Population is led by Morocco at 87 million. Then France, Poland, Egypt, Russia, Mongolia, Siam, Rhodesia, the Huns, and India. Crop yield. France then takes it back. Morocco, Poland, Siam, Egypt. I'll do the top 5 because, like I said, the rest is just a mess. It's not even me reading it out. We're not going to remember it. You can pause. You're more than welcome to pause, of course, to have a more detailed look. Production: France, Morocco, Poland, Rhodesia, Egypt. Biggest economies: France, Morocco, Poland, Siam, Rhodesia. Biggest land: France, Morocco, Poland, Siam, Korea. Military manpower. This was one of the first really awkward statistics. Poland actually wins it by quite a way as well. Then Morocco. Then the Huns. That's why we can't look over that region. And then France. And then Korea. So yeah, I think Mali, was technology. They did well in, not military. So we don't use approval. We don't use literacy because approval is, I think, yeah, look, I mean, that's not very fair, is it? They're all 100%. And then literacy is covered by technologies later on. Social policies we do use. Poland, Morocco, France, Egypt, Siam leading the way. Happiness is not used, but as you can see, quite a lot of them are positive. No one's negative for once. There you go. And a big F for our fallen civs. Portugal, Arabia, Carthage, the Zulu. France are on 0, to be fair. Right, scroll down. Technologies. Korea leads the way. Then Morocco. Oh, then Mali. France, Egypt, Poland, Russia, Siam, India, and Germany. Net gold we don't use anymore. It's not used because some of them are normally on net. Yep, there you go. A lot of negatives. It's not even... I feel like it's unfair. We shouldn't punish civs for having big militaries. Stuff like that. Some get embargoed. It doesn't always seem fair. So we don't use net gold. We use GMP now. Cities. France leads the way. Then Morocco. Then Poland, Siam, and Egypt. Science output is led by France. Then it's Morocco, Korea, Poland, Egypt. This top 4 is... Oh, no, sorry, that's not the top 4, but... I think Poland is regularly in 3rd as well. Culture, Morocco, France, Egypt, Siam, Poland. Wonders, Egypt winning a category. Then it's Morocco, Mali, France, and Poland. Treasury is not used because some spend their money, some don't, as we know. Some do. Some are losing a ton as well. It's affected by GMP, which we don't use, so it makes sense to then not use Treasury. Yeah, I mean, Egypt have 57k. Like, that's their choice. They could have spent that all on units. Like, that's just broken. AI stuff. I don't know why they do it. Total faith and faith gain is not used because some of these civs don't even have religions. They've just conquered religious buildings. Russia, I don't think, has a religion, for example. They've just stored up loads and not been able to spend it. Whereas the civs with religions are actually spending their faith, so it's a mess. Influence was not used because normally it is not that useful. Although today, to be fair, Morocco has influenced 31 civs, so in this game, it would have actually been fine to use this, but normally we don't, and we haven't today. So just a heads up. But yeah, I mean, this actually normally it's not. It's very boring. Like it's 3-4, and like everyone's tied. But no, here it looks like Morocco is very influential. Fair enough. Great works. Morocco is used, and Morocco leads. Then France, Siam, Korea, and Egypt. Trade routes is not used because again, it's mostly ties. I know there's been some other ties, small ones, but I'm sort of fingers crossed it's based on chronological. It is, in fact, it is, I think, until you restart the game, and then it goes like alphabetical or something. So I haven't well, I did restart actually when we crashed, but never mind. You know, there's only so far we can go, okay? I can't get the calculator out every time there's a tie. I don't read the actual number, and that makes me feel better about it. So yeah, sorry if your Civ got screwed over by 1 point. It's very rare, and as I'm now reading out the top 3 and giving shout-outs, I feel like there's a bit of leeway in there, so you don't have to worry. Tourism, though, France leads the way, then Morocco, Poland, Egypt, and Mali. But that will be it for this series in sort of regular time. I will just quickly check the ideologies. Order is really struggling. Freedom is really struggling, although there's quite a few freedom civs here. Order is Spain, Korea, Germany, and Germany. That's quite an interesting mix. I mean, Spain and Germany are next to each other, but Korea's far away. Freedom, Congo, Netherlands, Mercuria, Sweden, Burundi, Japan, and Nigeria. That is so weird. That's such a weird concept, isn't it? Like freedom countries having a revolutionary wave to move to autocratic governments. There you go. I mean, crazier things have probably happened. I mean, there you go. And then a lot of autocracy. Yeah, France and Morocco obviously pulling the rest of the world into line there as well. But there we go. That will be it for this sort of regular stuff. Obviously, I'll show you what happens at 450 and 500, assuming it still runs to those points. We won't go beyond 500. Not much is happening anyway, but yeah, I mean, maybe some stuff will happen. Even the problem is if some stuff does happen, it might crash. So it's not. It really is like a catch-22 at this point. But I'll try and do a few more. If not, we'll try and get a new one up and running potentially soon, as I come up with an idea, have something ready. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. As always, if you have enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and a comment down below. Be sure to subscribe as well if you are new to the channel. And I'll see you in the next one.